Hermine makes landfall in Florida early this morning, 80-mile-per-hour winds, the damage and where it is headed right now. Plus, we are live in North Florida where thousands are without power. And we're also going to be talking to a local storm chaser about what he's seeing right now.
Also expect heavy delays along I-95 this morning. Two major issues in Boynton Beach. Traffic Jam Sam has you covered.
We're also following breaking news in Fort Pierce. Two separate shootings within minutes and blocks of each other. The developing details next.
CBS 12 News this morning.
All right, Hermine has been downgraded to a tropical storm, but the damage is still being done in the Tampa area. Volusia County getting hammered right now as that storm now heading into Georgia. Good morning, everyone. I'm Eric Roby.
And I'm Suzanne Boyd. Yeah, just be lucky we are on this side of the state. We want to start with the big story this morning. Team coverage on what is now Tropical Storm Hermine. We are live in North Florida where it made landfall overnight.
But first, let's start with meteorologist Chris Farrell because, Chris, this storm's still dumping a ton of rain and still a dangerous storm.
Yeah, it still is, even though it's only a tropical storm, but only a tropical storm doesn't mean it's not producing a lot of wind and rain. I want to show you this spiral band here coming off through Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona. There is still a lot of bad weather north of us. Don't go to North Florida today. They are still under a tropical storm warning from Gainesville and Jacksonville west through Tallahassee. There's the center of the storm right now moving over Valdosta, Georgia, and it is still producing a lot of wind and rain. Now, the winds have decreased to 70 miles an hour, but it is still ripping through southeast Georgia and all of North Florida. There's the track, which will take you through Hilton Head in South Carolina later today, and then off the coast of the Carolinas by Saturday. Tropical storm warnings are still up from Jacksonville through St. Augustine, south of Daytona, all the way across through Tallahassee. They're still getting an awful lot of wind and rain, and look at that rain right there through Orlando and Daytona. It's tough in North Florida. Well, here locally at home, our skies are looking pretty good. Karen's got more on our local weather and looking into the weekend.
Yeah, we are on a good side of the state here. We actually see basically the far fringe, basically minimal impacts from this. If we see anything, it would just be in the form of a quick stray shower for Treasure Coast and Palm Beaches. But again, we're in a really good spot because this heavy band continues to just pound parts of Tampa up to Orlando, Daytona Beach. Interesting note here, I just put the 3-day rainfall total on just to get an idea, a radar estimate, and it looks like some of the highest totals are now in excess of a foot of rainfall here near Clearwater. And again, that's a 3-day total, but this has been a long-lived system. So as the heaviest rain stays north and west of us, we'll see no more than a quick passing shower, perhaps one or two this morning and again this afternoon, but generally in good shape here on our side of the state. Eric and Suzanne.
6:32, strong winds and a lot of rain continues to batter northwest Florida, also central Florida right now. Hermine's storm surge appears to have been devastating, especially where it came on shore in this location here.
Yeah, CBS 12's Michael Butchner actually rode out the storm in Steinhatchee last night. That's in Taylor County. So, Michael, what are you seeing this morning?
I can tell you the storm surge receding at this hour, but officials tell us that storm surge up to 10 feet here in Taylor County. While that water recedes, the damage being exposed, there's simply 360 degrees of destruction. Everywhere you look, there's just simply debris. There's different items all over the place. But again, officials here telling us that water went up to 10 feet, and I believe it. Let me get out of the way. You can still see a lot of the storm surge here. This is a parking lot here outside of the hotel. This parking lot covered in water, maybe up to 5 or 6 feet. You can still see it's flooded out the garage of that home. Officials here telling us so significant that they had to rescue 12 people overnight stuck inside of their homes. People who didn't heed that warning to leave, despite the fact that shelters were open. We're told there were outages, but luckily they're saying there were no fatalities, just a few injuries. For now, we're live in Taylor County. Michael Butchner, CBS 12 News.
All right, Michael, also getting some new information as crews are now able to get out and about and assess the storm damage. We're seeing a lot of driving issues with downed trees throughout northwest Florida. Right now, a lot of reports of flooded streets just north of the Tampa area. In fact, one city there, Baskin, Florida, actually got 18.98 inches of rain. Also, our first reports of injuries. 2 people have been hurt in Wakulla County. They were driving in the middle of the storm when they ran into some downed trees. They are not seriously hurt. 18 people in Pasco County had to be evacuated in the middle of the storm. because they were trying to ride out that storm, and they suffered a lot of flooding in that area. So just some of the storm reports we're now getting. Let's get over to breaking news anchor Chantel Middleton, who's following the power outages that we're still seeing.
Yeah, Eric, we're looking at tens of thousands of people in our state without electricity right now. I want to show you this map from Florida Power and Light. You can just see the affected areas here. It also shows the effects county by county. If we go, there are more than 11,000 people affected just in the FPL's district alone, but we got to look at other companies too, like Tampa Electric. They're reporting another 11,657. There is also Duke Energy, and they are reporting several outages still across the state. You can look at their map here. I want to come back on camera and tell you that without electricity, it is relatively dark outside. The power lights, they are out. Utility lights, traffic lights, where you would see things that might be in the road for you. That's part of the reason why you are being asked to stay inside. People in that area specifically experiencing these outages. It is all for their safety. Eric and Suzanne.
And the governor warning people to stay clear of any down power lines as people go out to look at the damage. Obviously, that's going to be a big concern throughout the morning. Well, let's continue weather and traffic together every 10 minutes. We have some breaking traffic news. Traffic Jam Sam's here to help us get through this morning commute.
That's right. It's a mess in Boynton Beach right now, Eric. We had a crash that happened along I-95 southbound just north of Woolbright Road. The good news right now, they have reopened 2 more lanes. So 4 lanes of I-95 are back open at this time, but of course traffic still backed up. The northbound exit ramp to Boynton Beach Boulevard on I-95 is still closed because of an earlier crash. And I want to take you live outside so you can see it for yourself. This is I-95 and Gateway Boulevard. This is where traffic starts to slow, so you can exit early here or you can take the turnpike this morning.
Following yet more breaking news now along the Treasure Coast, reports of not 1 but 2 shootings in a short period of time in St. Lucie County.
Yeah, they were in blocks of each other too. Kara Duffy, she's live at the Fort Pierce Police Department where she's getting some new information. Good morning, Kara.
Good morning, Eric and Suzanne. That's right, here at the Fort Pierce Police Department. We're waiting for the spokesperson to arrive to hopefully confirm some more information. Right now, a couple little details. What we do know is that there were 2 different shooting incidents, but they were very, very close to each other. About a 30 to 45-second walk. That's how close we're talking. This one here along Avenue G, where one of those shootings did take place. Detectives focusing on an area surrounding a house there. Crime scene investigators also collecting evidence. Then right around the corner over on North 23rd, that's where that second shooting incident happened. Original reports coming in as 1 person shot in the head, the other in the leg. Again, that is something we're working to officially confirm here. We do know at least 1 person taken in the hospital. He or she, the condition they're in, still unknown at this time. Again, waiting for a spokesperson to arrive here to the office. And as soon as we get some more clear information, we'll be sure to pass it along. For now, though, reporting live in Fort Pierce, I'm Kara Duffy, CBS 12 News.
Well, following even more breaking news, this time out of West Delray this morning.
Yeah, we had an intense fire inside a gated community there overnight. Let's get CBS 12's Melissa Howell. She's been following this all morning long. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning, Suzanne and Eric. We've been out here in front of the Addison Reserve gated community right behind me all morning, kind of watching rescue crews coming and going, about 20 units in total since this morning. That call came in around 2 a.m. Now, what we've seen so far this morning, the last couple of minutes or so, is actually a rescue crew hauling in some type of construction device that might be used to remove debris of some sort from the scene. Now, what we know right now is it is a possible house fire. That's what, it's seeming like at this moment with all the rescue crews and fire trucks that rushed into Addison Reserve earlier this morning. So we're going to be out here kind of keeping an eye on what we see, trying to get more details for you, and we will bring that all to you as soon as they become available. For now, we are live in West Delray Beach. Melissa Howell, CBS 12 News this morning.
6:38, 84 degrees outside. A frightening attack for a 73-year-old woman. What she says happened while she was stopped at a red light.
Back to CBS 12 News this morning. It's a nice Friday morning for us. Here's Juno Beach right here as the camera zooms in, and we have some pretty rough surf out there again today. So we have rip currents likely and also small craft caution flags up. But as far as we go, we're in much better shape than North Florida. There is still a lot of rain going through Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona. Look at that rain band right there. That's coming through right now. So once again, caution anybody trying to get to North Florida. There's still a lot of rough weather. Look at that storm line going through Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona. All that's moving north-northeast and away away from us. So our skies are partly cloudy, but to our north, it's a lot of rain, a lot of wind, and still tropical storm warnings across North Florida. Here's Karen with more on our local weather.
Yeah, for this Friday, we're going to see at least some breaks of sunshine. So again, in really good shape here in the Palm Beach area and also Treasure Coast. That line that Chris showed you, it should weaken and just kind of lift to our north. But out of that, we may be able to generate just a couple of spotty showers today. Few and far between. Otherwise, again, breaks of sunshine. It's hot and still rather gusty out this morning. Let's head over to Traffic Jam Sam. She continues weather and traffic together.
Good morning, everyone. And we've been following some breaking traffic news out of Boynton Beach this morning. The morning commute is a mess through that area. We did have a crash happen early this morning on the I-95 northbound exit ramp to Boynton Beach Boulevard, and that ramp is still closed right now, so you'll have to exit at Woolbright Road. Want to get you a live look outside because we had a crash in the southbound lanes near Woolbright Road. This is my camera at Gateway Boulevard. That's where traffic starts to slow. You'll want to exit early this morning or hop on the turnpike. Suzanne?
Targeted at an intersection, a 73-year-old woman from Boca Raton is recovering this morning after she was shot point blank in the face. She was just waiting at a red light. Police are still looking for the shooter right now. Now, they say he was among a group of men in a silver Nissan who followed the woman from her apartment complex in Deerfield Beach. The man tried to open her car door at the intersection of Glades and Powerline, but when he couldn't, she says he opened fire. Well, CBS 12 is tracking Tropical Storm Hermine. Coming up, we are talking live with storm chaser Jeff Gammons, who was in the middle of it all.
Yeah, he has some amazing pictures we're going to be seeing. The Palm Beach County Supervisors of Elections now facing an ultimatum. The latest controversy surrounding a local mosque as a voting destination.
All right, CBS 12 tracking Tropical Storm Hermine. Take a look at these pictures that were taken by storm chaser Jeff Gammons. He's in Keaton Beach, which is southwest of Perry. I don't know if you know where that is, but it's almost due west of Gainesville.
So Jeff's joining us by the phone right now. All right, Jeff, thanks for taking some time to talk to us. Looking at your pictures, obviously storm surge was a major problem in that area. The sun's just coming up. So what are you able to see now?
Yeah, we're just starting to get light here, and I've made it back to where we left for the night. It was a little bed and breakfast we stayed at the night before, right on the water. It took on the surge big time. The whole first floor looks to have been just completely gutted with water, and then there's debris, boats, docks, everything are piled up against the house.
How deep do you think the water was last night?
I'm not sure because I know I'm sitting about sea level here, so I would say it had to have been at least 6 foot storm surge with waves on top.
Now, why did you choose to go to Keaton Beach, Jeff? I mean, it looks like the damage is pretty significant there, and it seems like that's a little bit south of where it made landfall.
Well, with tropical cyclones, that onshore wind is where you look for the most intense storm surge. So you had the storm make landfall in St. Mark's just up the road. But the onshore was really bad here. I would say from there southward all the way to Cedar Key, there's probably some significant storm surge right along the coast.
All right, Jeff Gammons, storm chaser. He's from here in South Florida, but in North Florida right now, tracking that storm. Jeff, thank you so much for joining us this morning. All right, let's get over to our weather team, Chris and Karen. They are tracking Tropical Storm Hermine right now. So where is that storm?
Yeah, it's working its way to South Georgia right now, and if you're just waking up, did make landfall as a hurricane, but as it moves over land, it naturally weakens.
And it's down to a tropical storm now. Karen just dialed up some Jacksonville Beach pictures for us right here.
Yeah,
so you're
kind of
looking
rough.
live at Jack's Beach right there, and all of Northeast Florida beaches are really taking a pounding too with a little bit of an onshore wind. Now that's Jack's Beach up there to the north, and again, tropical storm warnings are still in effect for a large part of North Florida. A lot of emails, a lot of texts, a lot of tweets. Can I go to North Florida? Probably not a good idea to go today. I'll show you why in a second. Impact locally, just a few showers today, maybe one afternoon storm, but the wind is still producing some rough surf, so rip currents are likely and small craft caution flags are up for boaters. There's Tropical Storm Hermine, came in just like this, just very nearly over Tallahassee as a Category 1 hurricane. I want to show you this squall line right here, this rain band right here, this outer band still coming through Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona. There's still a lot of rough weather across North Florida. Even though it's a tropical storm, it is still dangerous. The winds are 70 miles an hour, and right now it's very nearly right over Valdosta, Georgia. Winds are 70, moving northeast at 14 miles an hour. The track will take it to Hilton Head later this afternoon, and then through South Carolina and Myrtle Beach by late tomorrow afternoon, and then maybe approaching and giving some weather to the New England coast this weekend. These are all tropical storm warning areas here from Jacksonville and St. Augustine all the way across Gainesville to Tallahassee. This whole area will have Wednesday 30, 40 miles an hour and gusty. And then this weekend, late this weekend, from Virginia Beach to Atlantic City, New Jersey, they have tropical storm watches. They could be affected by that late this weekend. There's that squall line I wanted to show you, that outer rain band right there, still moving through Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona. And there's a lot of heavy rain in here. Now that's I-4 right there. There's 95 north. And driving north today from Tampa, Orlando, and Daytona north, it's all bad weather up there today. Wait until tomorrow. That's what's out there right now. Now all of that is moving northeast. It's not coming here, but boy, it is a rough day in north and north central Florida. Locally here at home, sunny skies this morning, a little breezy. We'll get partly cloudy by midday, reaching the low 90s. Only an isolated shower storm. We're in much better shape today. All right, let's get a look at our local weather in the weekend. Here's Karen.
Yeah, breezy, even gusty winds this morning, but as far as the rain risk goes, that's going to stay pretty low for us today and through the upcoming holiday weekend. So several dry hours here. Our high today 92, so it's going to be plenty warm today with some breaks of sunshine, low rain risk. Now tomorrow and Sunday into the weekend, the rain chance 30 to 40%, but mostly afternoon spotty storms. So again, we still get plenty of dry hours. Same goes for Labor Day itself. Here's that weekend breakdown. Hey, the sunshine comes back for both your Saturday and Sunday. Just do watch for those scattered afternoon thunderstorms that fire up. Temperatures in the low 90s. So all in all, again, happy to be here across Southeast Florida. We are in good shape. Very minimal impacts from Hermine. As for your drive today, you're going to run into, well, mainly dry roads. Haven't had too many issues as far as rain goes, and afternoon should also be problem-free weather-wise. Let's head over to Traffic Jam Sam, though. She is tracking some problems on the roads this morning.
Well, Boynton Beach, I actually have some good news for you now. If you're traveling through the area, all lanes of I-95 southbound are back open at this time following that crash that happened right near Woolbright Road. All southbound lanes are open and traffic is almost completely back up to speed, so that is good news. We had a crash that happened much earlier this morning out there on the I-95 northbound exit ramp to Boynton Beach Boulevard. You're looking at video there, a car and a semi involved. At this time, that northbound exit ramp is still blocked off, so if you're heading through Boynton Beach, you can exit at Woolbright Road or Gateway Boulevard.
New developments this morning. A Unitarian congregation in Boca Raton offering up an ultimatum to the Palm Beach County Supervisor of Elections, Susan Booker. Restore the polling site pulled from a Boca Raton mosque in time for the November 8th election, or that church will no longer be a polling site. Booker pulled the polling station at the Islamic Center after reportedly receiving complaints about people not wanting to vote inside of a mosque. Islamic leaders say the decision was just pure discrimination. The Palm Beach Post reporting Booker says that she has not had a chance to see the fellowship's ultimatum.
Well, Hurricane Hermine made landfall early this morning. It is now a tropical storm. We're going to have an update on the winds, the flooding, the power outages. What is happening right now with this storm?
Outerwear is provided by Under Armour.
And welcome back to CBS 12 News this morning. It's Tropical Storm Hermine now downgraded from a hurricane, and right now it's over Valdosta, Georgia, and southeast Georgia. But look at the line of rain there, still moving through Tampa.